Okay, in this video we're going to talk about 80% AR-15 lower receivers, and generally that's it. I'm not going to talk about any other type of 80% receiver frame or lower in this video. This is specifically for the AR-15 because the AR-15 is a popular gun and it's also targeted by the gun control people and the federal government, and the current administration's got a bug up their ass and don't want people building AR-15, I ain't gonna use any other term, rifles in their homes without the government knowing. So the ATF is going through and changing a lot of definitions for several of these projects. Okay, pistol braces, polymer 80 pistols and this, and then the 80% firearm thing. And I'm just going to concentrate on AR-15 lowers because I also did some research. Now, I went and looked at a couple YouTube videos of guys that get in, they tell you the law or the ruling or change to the definition. And basically what's happened with AR lowers, and it's weird, because you can still buy them. Okay, number one, I found them, and that's how I did my research, is I just did a quick search, seeing what I could find in terms of 80% still for sale, because August is when they changed this ruling. I went and seen what I can still purchase and what I can't purchase. Okay, and that's how I'm deciding the severity of what's legal, what's not legal. Okay. Now, one thing before anyone starts with comments and this and that, federally, now this is the federal law, has not been changed whatsoever, that you may fabricate or manufacture as a private individual, not as a basis. If you want to build a rifle or a pistol, that does not fall under the National Firearms Act restrictions, which would be a sawed-off shotgun, a short-barreled rifle, or an automatic weapon, or a silencer. Okay, these registered items or controlled items that you have to get permission from the ATF. You can still build them, but you have to get, I think, Form 4 or something. You have to get permission to do it and register it. Okay, but excluding those, just shotgun, rifle, pistol, it is not against the law for you to manufacture your own gun. That has not changed. Okay, now, does that change from state to state? Yes, that can happen, but that federal law has not changed. What the ATF has done is they have changed the definition of what is a firearm and what is not a firearm. So where we get the term 80%, okay, means that, we'll have an example here. We'll use this. This is an Anderson lowers, not an 80% lower. But 80% lowers, this AR-15 style, would not have the fire control group holes drilled in, and where the hammer and all the fire control mechanism in there would be solid. You would have to machine this out, drill 2 holes to make that, in the old days, into a firearm. Okay, before that, with that all solid, 80% was considered a non-firearm. Okay, now, and that's the mag wells in there and everything else. But with that solid, where you could not put a fire control group, it was a non-firearm. So what they've changed on the definition, and why I'm doing a separate thing on AR lowers, is my quick search, I could find where you can still buy an AR aluminum AR lower, 80% complete. They will ship it directly to you with no limitations, okay? other than the one site had 13 different states or localities that they will not ship to, meaning that these states have local or state regulated controls and laws there. See, this is what's confusing. The ATF is a federal agency, okay, but there's also state and local laws, much like the black powder revolvers, okay? If you ever look, you can buy them through the mail, the antique guns, but there's a disclaimer when you go there, if you live in a certain state, they won't send them to you, okay? You know, federally, they're not controlled. They don't have to be, because they use black powder, cap and ball guns or a muzzle loading rifle. But certain states, they are under control. So like I said, what they've done is they've changed the definition, okay, in a very strange way to what defines a non-firearm to a firearm. And with the AR15 aluminum loaders, okay, if you buy, or how they changed it was, an 80% aluminum loader, okay, and when you go to purchase it, if it includes instructions, a jig, and tools in one package, okay, so you got the 80%, but you have instructions, you have a jig or something to drill the holes and finish it, and the tools included in a package, then somehow they said this is a 83% complete item, and now it is deemed a firearm. And if you bought the whole complete package, that must be sent to an FFL. And it's another weird thing. Where they're putting a lot of the burden in these restrictions is if you are a federal firearms dealer, okay? They're the ones that have the serial number and do this, and then you fill out the standard paperwork required, the standard form like purchasing any firearm. So this is the crux of the matter. This is where they've changed the definition. And it's kind of stupid because it's the same thing, okay? But if you have instructions, the jig, and tooling, now all together at once, this is considered a firearm. All right. So when I did a quick search today, I went out and said, let me see, because I got an email from a company that made them, somebody I bought a few of these from years ago, and they said that they have them in stock. Actually, they had a sale. So you could go there, you can get it, but like I said, when you looked at it, there's a big disclaimer, we will not ship these 13 different places, okay? So you can still purchase it. Now, what's legal, what's not legal? Like I said, they have not changed the federal law. It is not illegal for you. And also a lot of people, if you have built one, say you built one a year ago, okay, put it together, assembled it, you're still legal. Okay, what they're doing is they're trying to restrict anyone from purchasing these things in the future, which is kind of a dumbass thing. It's something that was legal at one point in time. Now they're going to put restrictions and change the definition of it. Okay, and this is what's odd. You can still get them. But also when I was looking, they also sold jigs on this one company's website. If you go look for a jig, they're not there. That page is down, or it says sold out or item no longer available. Okay, so that's the deal. Now, if you look at the polymer versions, which I did a video on that, and that's another thing. I had to take all my videos down about these 80% projects. And I'll go into that towards the end of the video. The polymer ones came with a red plastic frame around it, and all the little things where you can drill and do the thing and all that other stuff. And they included the jig, the drills, and an end mill, so you can finish it all up. It was all in one neat little convenient package, and the polymer is a lot easier to work with than the aluminum. Okay, the only thing is polymer lowers, I don't believe, are that durable, but for somebody just fooling around in a hobby, doing it, and trying to build a gun, it was a viable option. Those are not available. I cannot find them anywhere online because now they are considered a firearm by the new definition. They come with a jig, they come with the drills and an end mill, and even though there's no instructions, they are considered a firearm. So they must go to an FFL, they must have a serial number placed on them, and they must, you have to fill out the standard paperwork like buying any other firearm. It's no longer considered a non-gun. This is how they changed the ruling, and the strange thing is, this is why you can still get the aluminum 80% by themselves. Okay? And see, now they got this clause that if you provide instructions, tools, and a jig, it's a firearm. And also the thing I got gigged on with these 80% AR lowers and just about any 80% project I did, I had to take over 100 videos down because if I show you or tell you how to finish the gun, give you dimensions, tool sizes, or anything, any information you would need to complete this, that is, I'm showing, I guess, manufacturing or something. Whether this has been banned by the ATF, it's part of the clause, but YouTube will not allow me to have a video showing you how to complete one of these things at all. Okay, they told me they would terminate my channel and delete everything. Okay, so that's where you stand. Is it illegal for you to manufacture your own shotgun, rifle, or pistol? No, that has not changed. If you have completed an 80% project in the past before this ruling, is it illegal? No, it is not. To possess it, it's yours. You built it, that's not changed. But if you take it to be repaired or try to sell it, or somehow if a weapon or something that has been made at home, okay, serial numbers or no serial numbers, if it comes into the possession of an FFL, which would be a gunsmith or a gun shop or a gun dealer, if it stays in that business for 24 hours overnight, he must add it to his records, place a serial number on said frame, receiver, whatever, and then treat it as an actual firearm, to where you have to fill out the paperwork and everything else, and with the serial number that was placed on there by the FFL. So this is a strange thing. So this is like a giant hassle for anyone who has a federal firearms license, okay? And that's kind of the long and short of it, all right? Now, I know when I post this video, there's going to be all kinds of comments, questions. Well, I talked to my lawyer, and this and that, and everything else. Like I stated, 13 states, see, the ATF is a federal organization. 13 states, okay, that they won't allow things to be shipped to, okay, must have state laws, okay, that are different, or more intense, or more restrictive, or said possession of such things, may be illegal only in one state. I know, like New York State, okay, this is a 33 round Glock magazine. I can order it and get it sent to me in my state. But if you lived in New York, California, or several others, you could not purchase this, okay? It is not illegal for me to possess it here. it's a magazine, but they are illegal in some states, okay? And henceforth, the businesses will not send them there. So we're in this, again, this bullshit thing which varies from one area to the other. But that's what I found. I'm not a lawyer, I didn't study the laws, but it kind of changes the interpretation. They're saying that even if something is a non-firearm, but if you had the tooling, instructions, and any type of extra devices, fixture, to complete this and make the completion easier, then it's considered a firearm now. I'm not even going to go into the polymer 80 pistols, that's going to be a separate video. So should you panic or get upset, or if you have one that hasn't been finished yet, I don't think you're going to get in any trouble unless you live in a state where these things are illegal, okay? If you have some unfinished frames, they're still unfinished guns. Again, I believe all of this, with all these different changes, be it pistol braces, be it the 80% stuff, a lot of this is a backdoor way of registering things. They have not changed the basic law. Like I said, it's not illegal for you to make your own gun from raw materials. Say you bored them out and did the whole damn thing. That is not illegal, okay? They just don't want it to be easy for you to buy a kit where it's simple to do. It's basically what they're doing to an extent. And that's what we got to live with. But that's my take on 80% AR lowers and, the legality of it. If you live somewhere where there is a state or local law, okay, that states it's illegal, that may be the case. But, depending on where you live, you can still buy them and nothing's illegal. Okay, if follow the original laws in there about these firearms and building your own firearm in your home, or doing it privately. So that's it. Stay tuned.